We're at Kim's Taekwondo Center, Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm Master Penny Dugan. Today is lesson 15, Taekwondo Tournament Free Sparring. At our school, tournament free sparring is a combination of punching technique and foot technique. Students develop timing, quickness, speed, stamina. Your objective is to score points and your goal is to win. A good fighter needs to know when to use offense and defense. So of course when you're being attacked, you need to rely on your defensive strategies. If a roundhouse is coming at you, block, attack. Back reverse kick coming at you, block, attack. A low kick coming at you, block, attack. A good fighter will know how to block attack, also how to counter, and how to follow things up with more offensive techniques. So after block attack, you want to continue with attacking because your objective is to score points. So block, attack. Block, attack. Block, attack. If you're an offensive fighter, you're going to be rushing in with offensive hand and foot combinations. So usually we tell students, make sure you have a good knowledge of your favorite techniques that work for you. Make sure those are always practiced and repeated so you can always rely on those 4 or 5 favorite offensive techniques you like. So it could be as simple as a jab and a kick. Could be hooking kicks. Combination kicks. Combination hand and foot. When you're in a live sparring match, you're going to be using defensive and offensive. So you have to know exactly when to block a roundhouse kick and strike back with a punch. If they come in with a low kick, low block. All good fighters have good footwork. You always want to be light on your feet, jumping on the balls of your feet. This makes your technique faster. So basically, footwork, balls of your feet, and shuffle, forward, backward, crossing, switching. It's going to make your kicks faster. Also, the other opponent, they're not going to know what you do. If you go behind, they don't think you're going to use your front leg. But you do. If you're switching, they don't know exactly when you're going to kick. Going forward, going backward. Work on your footwork. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It has to be what you're comfortable with the techniques that you use. Another thing you want to work on is body movement. That could include bobbing, up and down, or we got rolls and weaves and slips. You might want to do more study on that. But punches and jabs are coming at you. You need to roll and weave to avoid those punches coming at you and follow up with counters. Alright, so you got your bobbing. That makes you quick. When punches are coming at you, make sure you know how to roll and weave. Come back. Always keep your guard up. Roll and weave and slip. So when the punch is coming at you, if you slip, you avoid it. If you weave, you're avoiding the punches coming at you. Hand movement is also very critical when it comes to tournament fighting. Everyone develops their own style. For myself, I like to have a tight fist, so my fists are ready for the punching attack. Also for blocking. So it could be a jab, cross, a block, punch. So my hands are always ready. Also keep the hands moving. If they're still, you can read exactly what I'm going to do. You can see the punch and the cross. But if you have these hands moving all the time, if they're moving, you don't know exactly when that's going to strike. Always keep the hands moving. Alright, you'll see a lot of people that like to have their hands open. Alright, so that's their style. But they do have more risk if a foot or a leg comes in and pushes the fingers back or comes in between and breaks the fingers. Just all personal preference, how people develop their style. But it will take them, a little bit longer to make their fist and strike. You'll also see fighters that like to have their block down. And these are people that have developed quickness in their foot technique, also their counters. So those are more experienced fighters. So especially for beginners, keep a good stance, be light on your feet, have tight fists, and keep your hands moving. Head movement in the tournament is very important. You don't want your opponent to be able to read you. For example, if you're fighting in the tournament and you look down, they know a low kick is coming. Or a punch by their belt. Alright, if you're in the tournament and you look up, they know a high kick is coming at them. So you have to come up with ways where your head is not telling your opponent what you're going to do. So, things you can do is look low but kick high. Look high but kick low. Move your head where they think you're doing roundhouse, but you do front kick. So just by turning your head different ways, your opponent won't be able to read you. Using a counter technique is a defensive strategy. When you counter, you don't need to block. If they're coming in at you, you simply turn and counter their technique with a backside or back reverse. So if a technique is coming at your face, you turn and lean back. That foot misses your face. Turn and look where their face is. Alright, they're coming at you. Once you turn, you look, see what works best. Backside, back reverse. And counter the technique. So there's no blocking involved. So be light on your feet. They come in, they're in close.